If you are a wholesaler who does not have a real estate license, you are missing out on some massive, massive opportunities. And I'm going to tell you about that in this video. I'm Phil Duke Jr. I'm a licensed real estate broker with eXp Realty. I'm headquartered out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And, you as a wholesaler, the same leads that you already have, I can convert them into profitable paydays because I have a real estate license. The same leads that you're already calling, texting, PPC, SEO, direct mail, cold calling, door knocking, however you're talking to them, I can turn more of those into paydays than you can. And I want to show you how you could do it if you had a real estate license. And number one thing you got to realize is that you got to know what business you're in. And I hate to tell you, but you are not in the wholesaling business. All right. You're in the same business that I am as a licensed real estate broker. I'm in the same business as a personal trainer is, as an attorney, as a doctor, as a surgeon. We are all, as entrepreneurs, in the lead generation and lead conversion business. Right? We've got to take leads and follow up with them to turn them into appointments or conversations. If you're doing everything virtually, turning those conversations or those appointments into contracts and turning those contracts into closings. So that's what I'm doing every day. That's what you're doing every day. That's what almost everybody else in the entrepreneur space is doing every single day. The problem, number two, is that you, as a wholesaler, have an extremely narrow buyer pool, right? We know that only about 4% of all real estate transactions are done truly off market, right? For sale by owners, most of the time there's an agent involved, right? They list their house for sale by owner, agent brings a buyer, and now they're paying a 3% commission instead of 6%, right? Very, very few for sale by owners actually sell all by themselves, right? And then you've got like people selling to their friend, their family member, their a relative, a buddy from work decides to buy their house. Only about 4% of all real estate transactions are done off market, and so the problem that you have as a wholesaler is that you're marketing to that 4%. Now, is there enough of those to go around? Sure, there is. But having a license allows you to turn the same leads that you already have into listings. And here's the truth of the matter. The vast majority of the sellers that you're talking to aren't distressed. They don't want to take a discounted price for their house just to be able to close quickly and guaranteed. They don't. Some of them do. And if you're doing well in wholesaling, then congrats, you're good at finding those small amount of people who do. The vast majority of sellers want to sell for top dollar. Okay. And so when I realized that, it kind of helped me. For several years, I was in the wholesaling and assignment and picking up my next flip, picking up my next rental. And when I realized that the vast majority of the people I was talking to actually wanted top dollar, then it changed my total playbook. So my playbook today is I still lead off with cash offers, right? In fact, I've got an entire masterclass recorded. You can click the link below and you can get access to that, where I show you how I generate cash offers. I'm not personally giving the offers. We have a platform that me and my team here use, where you can put an address in, you can upload a few pictures, and then a group of investors from all across the country can submit their cash offers that way. So my playbook today is I meet with a seller or I talk to a seller. I do most of it virtually, it's phone call or Zoom video chat. We talk today, we put the property in, we wait a day or two to get the final numbers, and then I come back in and I explain the offers to them. All right. And there's a wide variety. There's kind of, quick, easy, low ball discounted type offers, the traditional stuff that you would get, from a wholesaler, a flipper, somebody like that. And then there's a little bit more creative stuff, right? There's some creative financing stuff in there. And and I present all those options. Okay. And those offers aren't coming from me. They're not negotiating against me. I'm not the bad guy in this scenario. Okay. They are, it's kind of like the car lots, right? Like they go around the corner and they come up with a new number and they come back and say, hey, here's what my sales manager said. In reality, we're really negotiating against the salesman at the car dealership, right? They're just telling us that it's the manager so that, they feel so we can feel like they're on our team and we're negotiating against this manager. Well, in my scenario today, they truly are negotiating against somebody else's offers. I'm not the bad guy. I'm not the one giving the offers. I'm the one presenting the offers, and I present the offers and I go over how that works. And on the masterclass, I'll show you exactly how it works and how you can have access to this system as well. We present those offers, we go through what their options are, and 9 times out of 10, the conversation turns into something like this. Hey, Mr. Seller, if I was you, we've already got these offers in hand. These offers aren't going anywhere. What I would recommend we do is let's get your house out on the open market. We're talking about listing it on the MLS. Let's get your property out on the open market. We can still sell it as is. We can still sell it quickly. We can still close likely within 30 days or so, depending on what kind of activity we get. And worst case scenario, if we don't get anything better than what we already have, you've already got these backup offers. But there's a very good chance, Mr. Seller, that we're going to be able to get you a higher offer that can still close very quickly by putting your property on the open market. And then we do just that. We put it on the market. We list it as a listing agent. We collect typically a 3 to 4% commission on every one of those we do. We're not having to put up earnest money. We're not having to raise private money. We're not having to find somebody to assign it to. We are acting as an agent. That's exactly what we are, with a real estate license. And so what it's allowed us to do is continue to do the same, cash offer marketing, going after distressed sellers, pulling lists off of PropStream, the same stuff that I was doing when I was looking for my next flip and my next rental. But now we're in a low risk, high reward environment, right? Worst case scenario, we list a house and it's crickets. We get no showings and no offers. We spent $150 to $200 on a sign and on professional photos, a little bit of time invested, and worst case scenario, sometimes it doesn't sell, and then they go with one of the cash offers we already presented to them, and there's a buyer fee worked into that as well, and we get paid on that, guaranteed in writing. We've already got a buyer ready to go. If your house doesn't sell on the open market, on the MLS, we've got the backup offer already in place. And I'll tell you, having the backup offer also makes it easier to get contracts on offers that come in, because the seller already knows, hey, this is still better than what I've got here as a backup. Now, this offer isn't perfect, but it's still better than the backup offer I have. Phil said, let's try to beat what we've got, and that's what we do. We put it on the market. We try to beat the offers we already have, and if we can't do that, we can always go back to that. So check out the masterclass. If you're a wholesaler out there, you should consider getting licensed in real estate. Would love to chat with you about that. Hop on the masterclass or scan the QR code with my calendar link. Click the link below that has my calendar link, and let's set up a one-on-one call, and I can show you a little bit more about how the system works.